Why is it so dark? Hey YouTube, it's Sunday.
Why are you such a coffee cat?
I was looking through my video ideas and I realized that there was a video that I was supposed to tell a long time ago. I did a poll, I think on Facebook, about which video I should tell, and I gave a few examples. But I was planning on filming this video then, or like shortly after, and I just never did it. I completely forgot about it. So when I was looking through, I saw it and I was like, you know what, damn it, I'm gonna finally tell that story. So here we go. This is the story of the time that, I don't know how to say this concisely, the time that we tried to go camping and then there wound up being a killer on the loose and all that fun stuff. I hope the title's better than that. So, yeah, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I don't know how else to start this video, so here we go. So, okay, I was in high school when this happened. I don't remember what grade I was in, but it was like the middle of high school anyway. And we had just gotten a dog my freshman year. His name is Rocky. He was the only dog we had at the time. We decided that we wanted to go camping. None of us kids had ever been, and my dad used to be really into rock climbing, not with like a harness or anything like that, not doing it the safe way. He was really into like freehand rock climbing, which is terrifying and honestly kind of crazy, but he did it. He never claimed to care about safety. So anyway, so you know, my dad loved the mountains. My mom likes the mountains a lot too. She likes the beach better, but she also really likes the mountains, and she used to go camping when she was in Girl Scouts, and I never got to be in Girl Scouts, neither did my sister. So like, you know, we would sometimes take a tent and go camp in our backyard, which if you've ever done it, it's kind of cool, but it's not the same at all. Kind of like a sleepover with your siblings, but like outside, I don't know. So we were begging them to let us go camping. Now, it was during the summer, so it was hot, and that was part of why we wanted to go camping, because, you know, like, what are you gonna do during the summer? Like, we were just bored. Annie, you asked to be in here. Stop scratching at the doors. So finally, my dad agrees to let us go camping, and he knew about this one mountain called Short Off Mountain, where the top is like pretty much flat, and it's a beautiful view and whatever. And also, there had been a forest fire there fairly recently. I'm not sure how recently, but it was pretty recently. So a lot of the trees had been knocked out, which is awful, but at the same time, it meant that the top of the mountain was going to be such an amazing view. So the plan was, we were going to drive up there early in the morning, we were going to hike up the mountain, and then we were going to chill on the top of the mountain, and then either camp on the top or go find another place on the mountain to camp. Anyway, so the day of, we, you know, packed some stuff together, we brought some drinks, we brought some trail mix, etc. And then we grabbed, like, we had a bunch of, like, we had a tent and we had sleeping bags and stuff like that we had never really used. We had gotten them for, like, various people for various Christmas gifts. Like, you know, mom got the tent, we got sleeping bags, you know, dad got whatever, like the stove kit or something, I don't know. We had a lot of camping stuff, but again, we had never used it because we had gotten it for Christmas. So finally, we were so excited we were going to be able to use it. So we put them all together, and again, we packed some drinks, we packed some trail mix and like stuff like that. We wore comfy shoes and we set off at like 5 in the morning because that's what we always did when we were going to the beach or the mountains, and of course this was the mountains, so same thing, because you know, my dad's like an early riser, it's our last name. Excuse me. Trying to tell a story. So yeah, so we set off, we drove up to the mountains, drove up to Short Off Mountain specifically, and we parked our car in like some parking lot nearby, because I guess, I don't know, a lot of people like to camp up in the mountains and there are just parking lots near mountains. I'm not really sure, but there was a parking lot that we parked in. So we started up this trail, and there was a like beginner trail, which was, you know, like more even and like big and kind of flattened out. And then there was an advanced trail, and you know, we had hiked up mountains before. We'd never gone camping before, but we did go to the mountains a lot because again, that was my dad's favorite place. So we decided we were going to be adventurers and take the advanced path. Now that was partly, you know, my dad and my brother's idea, but we weren't complaining. My mom was, but we weren't complaining. And we decided to take Rocky, our dog, on this trip with us, partly because we were going to be gone for, you know, about 2 days, and we didn't want to have to ask anyone to come over and feed the dog while we were just gone on a mountain trip. Like, it wasn't going to take us that long, but it was long enough. So Rocky was in the car with us and then on the mountain with us and was hiking up with us. Mom had his leash on her hand because, I mean, we didn't want to have to worry about the dog because, again, it was kind of a steep path and we didn't want to chance him falling off or like jerking us and making us falling off. I don't know, we have a paranoid mother. So she had the dog. The order is dad, then mom, and then it's the 3 of us, and we, you know, changed orders depending on whatever. So we were hiking up, we kept stopping sometimes, sitting down eating trail mix and drinking some Gatorade and just kind of refueling, and plus sometimes we just needed a breather. Now this hike took us a long time. Like, I'm not sure why it took so long. Maybe it was partly the drive up there. Maybe we didn't leave at 5. Maybe it was more like 7. I don't know, but it was still dark outside. But regardless, it took us a long time. So by the time we got up to the top of the mountain, it was probably about 5 in the afternoon, evening, whatever. It was 5 o'clock. Now again, it was a very steep and rocky and narrow path all the way up. We took Rocky and it was rocky, well. But yeah, it was a difficult path. It was the advanced path. So it wasn't really an easy hike, especially since it had been a little while since we had gone hiking. So there was that, and we were struggling a little bit, especially, you know, I wasn't in the best shape, my mom wasn't in the best shape, and really Timmy and Heather were in decent shape, but still, you know, it was difficult for all of us. I'm probably the one who made us stop the most though, to be fair. But still, so we got up to the top of the mountain finally, and you know, we had run into a couple people here and there, just like teenagers, you know, no one who seemed super sketchy, just like, you know, random teenagers, just like la la la, they're basically doing the same thing as us. We would move over and let them go up because we were going slower, because we had a dog, we had 3 children, we had our mom who walks like a turtle. She literally walks so slow, it blows my mind. Like, I don't know why she was in front of us instead of behind us, because she walks way slower. Maybe that's why Rocky was really there. He was just there to drag her along. I don't know. Anyway, enough making fun of my mother. So after actual hours, we finally make our way to the top. And like I said, it was about 5 p.m. And you know, it was a beautiful view, and like I said, like it really was. It was pretty much flat. Of course, it was still like a mountain, you know, but for the most part, the top was pretty flat, and you know, there weren't a lot of trees. There were some, but there weren't a lot, and we were just looking out, and oh my god, it was gorgeous. Like, everything else that happened this day, I don't even care about. Like, that view is still in my head because it was so pretty. And this is coming from me, who doesn't really care that much about the mountains. Like, if I could choose, I would live at the beach. In fact, I'm going to be moving to LA, and then I will live near the beach, and so but still, it was gorgeous. So we were sitting up there chilling a little bit, and then we started noticing there were dark clouds rolling in, and like there was thunder, and you know, Dad started getting nervous because we're on the top of a mountain, which, you know, if you're on like the highest point, like that's dangerous during a storm because lightning. And again, like I said earlier, there had been a fire semi-recently, so there weren't a lot of trees around us. There were some, but there weren't that many. So we didn't want to be up on the top of that mountain anymore because it was about to start storming, and we didn't want to get struck by lightning. And we also wanted to make sure that we could make it down to a point that we could camp before the rain started. Because hiking and being sweaty and gross and tired and then being rained on top of that, and then trying to go to sleep in your tent, like that's just not a good mix. So that was our goal. So we started walking back down the mountain, back down the same path that we had gone before, because we at least knew where it was. We probably would have been smarter to take the easy path on the way down, but I don't know. We didn't see it from where we were standing, and we didn't want to waste any time. Because like I said, the storm came out of nowhere. It was like the sky was clear for the most part, you know, beautiful view. We just hiked all the way up. It's been sunny, hot all day, and then boom, like these clouds start rolling in. Like, it was honestly kind of like a movie. Like, it was weird how fast it was rolling in. Of course, we were on the top of a mountain, and that might have changed the perception of how fast it was. I don't know. Anyway, so we start walking down the mountain, down the little path that we had come from before, and again, like I said, it was steep. It was rocky, it was narrow, and it was steep. So we're going down, we're trying to find an area with like more trees so that first of all, it can block some of the rain, and second of all, we have much more coverage and we don't have to worry about getting struck by lightning. And plus, the path that we were on was kind of on the edge, so like it really was like, you know, we're walking on this little narrow, and maybe there's a little bit of like dirt or ground or rocks or whatever beside us, but then it dropped right off. So we were like on the side of this mountain during the storm, and like it's not raining yet, but like we're worried again about lightning, so we're trying to hurry. So we're going down, and again, like the spare trees were making it difficult. We were trying to find a place, and then we started coming up to this part in the trail where it curves, and for whatever reason, Rocky got excited and decided to start trying to run and like pull my mom forward. That's obviously a bad thing, especially on that kind of a trail. Like, that was just not a good idea, and so she like doesn't want him to accidentally run and fall off, and then, you know, even if she catches him, he would like break his neck potentially or hang himself or something. So she's trying to yank him backwards so he doesn't keep running and fall off and or drag her off. So she kind of digs her heels into the ground where she is, and again, it's still kind of steep. She digs her heels and tries to pull him back, and she manages to stop him, but she also happens to be standing on a rocky area, like a specifically, like I said, like you know, it like kind of did like that sometimes. It was mostly steep, but it kind of leveled out sometimes. She was standing on one of the steep parts and there were like rocks coming out and she was standing on them. And I guess one of them came loose when she tried to stick her feet in the ground and like yank Rocky back, and she twisted her ankle and fell. Now Rocky was fine. He stayed with her. She never let go. She had it wrapped around her hand until it was red because again, we have a paranoid mother. But yeah, she was on the ground, and of course that was scary because like I said, we were on the side of the mountain. So Dad made us like, you know, get out of the way because at this point she's in front and Dad was behind us just in case, and we were in the middle. So we had to like line up against the rock over here so he could walk around us and help her up. So he helps her up. She's hobbling. It's not like just slightly twisted. It's like to the point where she's like about to cry. Like it hurts so much to walk that like she wants to cry. So at this point we can't just keep trying to find another spot on the mountain and relax there, because anytime you twist an ankle, I don't know if you've ever twisted an ankle before, but if you have, it always hurts worse the next day. And a lot of pain is like that. Like you can handle it in the moment, like it hurts a lot, but you can handle it. But then when you let it rest overnight, like yeah, it's good to let it rest, but then the next day it's more painful because you've given it time to swell. We're not even quite halfway down the mountain. We're like probably a little above halfway. Again, the storm is rolling in. I'm amazed that it still hadn't started raining yet, but the clouds were there. It was getting dark. So our main concern at this point is to get all the way down the mountain, get in the car, and go find a hotel or something to sleep in, because, you know, we were a couple hours away from home and it was getting dark anyway. So, you know, it was best to just go ahead. Like, we were tired, we were hungry, we were gonna find a hotel. So we start making our way down this mountain, and like I said, like it was a difficult thing, especially with her having her ankle messed up, and you know, we were having to walk behind them at this point because they didn't want us running ahead and again falling off, because it's not like it was the super safe path. I mean, and then again, it's not like we were like 8 or 9 years old and, you know, oh la la, let's just run down this mountain, oops, fall. You know, I was in high school, my sister was in late middle school or middle school. She was in middle school, and my brother was late high school or early college. I don't remember which. I think it was late high school. So like we're old enough, but you know, it's still, they're still worried, and again, we have a paranoid mother, so you know, and someone had to have Rocky. So my dad has Rocky in this hand, and then my mom, he's helping with this hand. So it's just, it's a very precarious situation on a mountain in the middle of a storm. So we make our way all the way down the mountain. It takes a long time, it's painful for my mom, but we make it. We find the car quickly, we get in the car, we're all sitting there relaxing. And of course we didn't have cell service because, you know, we're in the mountains. A lot of the time you don't have cell service up there. I don't know if storms ever mess with cell service. I don't know if that's a thing, but if so, maybe that was part of why too. But anyway, we had to drive until we could find service, because we, you know, didn't know where any hotels were. I know we went to the mountains often, but that mountain specifically we didn't really go to often. We usually went to the Blue Ridge Parkway, and that's just, it's a different area, I think. I'm not really sure, but anyway, we didn't know where a good hotel was or where food was or whatever, and we needed to just go ahead and get somewhere. So we start driving around, and you know, my parents had, I guess, told their friends beforehand that they were going to the mountains or something, or I don't know, maybe, I don't know. They had to have told someone, because texts started flooding in with people worried about us saying, hey, are you on short off today? Please tell me you're not on short off. And that was kind of disturbing, obviously. A text like that is never really good news. Danny, stop. So obviously they start texting back like, what do you mean? Like, is there something going on? Like, why shouldn't we be on short off? I mean, we're in the car, you know, like we made our hike and, you know, we're not camping there. We're going to go find a hotel, but why? Like, because of the storm? Because I mean, that's the only really thing that made any sense that we could think of. Then we find out, no, it's not because of the storm. It's because a killer had escaped from a local prison and was now hiding on Short Off Mountain. A killer. So, like I said, we didn't see any sketchy people, just a couple teenagers, but I mean, then again, you never know. But we never saw any crazy killer person. We never saw anyone in, like, you know, inmates clothing or whatever. But we almost camped there. We had no idea because, again, there was no cell service, so we couldn't have, like, gotten the news, gotten, like, an alert thing. I don't know if we would have even seen it even if we had cell service, but we didn't have a chance to see it while we were on the mountain. It wasn't until the storm rolled in and then my mom twisted her ankle and we got all the way down, and then some friends texted them and were like, ha, there's a killer on the loose, get your kids away from there. Like, apparently they found the guy like a day or two later, something like that. So it wasn't a huge deal, but it just kind of blows my mind. Like, we're all like, oh my god, this horrible tragedy, my mom twisted her ankle, but like there was literally a murderer on the loose on the mountain who could have easily killed us. I mean, he wouldn't have had a reason to, so we probably would have been fine, but like something bad could have happened, and like that's always just a really weird thought. Of course, after that, you know, we did find a hotel, we got some food, everything was all fine, and you know, whatever, and we were begging our parents to let us actually go camping at some point after that. You know, Daddy had said like, oh yeah, we're gonna go camping at some point after this, you know, not on short off probably, but we're gonna go camping again, and we just never did. It's been a lot of years since then. I don't know how many, probably like 6, 7 years. I don't know. So, I don't know. Danny, why are you knocking stuff off? Dude. Anyway, yeah, so that's the story about the time that we tried to go camping on a mountain with a killer on the loose. I don't know. I still am working on the title. Okay, that's gonna be about all for now. You guys, I know this is gonna be posted 2 weeks from now, not like 1 week from now, from when I'm filming it, because I'm going to be posting a celebratory Let's Get Shit-Faced. But guys, I am over 200 subscribers. Like, I didn't even see it hit 200. It was at 193, and then I checked like 2 days later, and boom, I was at 204. And honestly, I'm just like really excited about, like, I don't know, I squealed, I got all emotional, and I was like really excited. And I couldn't make a video because I was at my brother's house with no cell service or Wi-Fi, and my car was, you know, being worked on, so I couldn't drive it anywhere, so I couldn't get to my camera and film a video and post it. But if I could have, I would have. Oh my god, thank you guys. I'm so excited. Welcome to everyone who's new. I probably said all this shit in the Let's Get Shit-Faced, but I'm filming this before I filmed that, so I just, I had to get it off my chest. I'm so happy, you guys. Thank you so much. I love you with all of my heart. I'm being like real cheesy. I'm sorry. I'm just so stoked. Thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing, for being here. Welcome to the Copycat family. If you're new, you're now a MeowChiato. Boom, boom. I don't know. Stay dorky, MeowChiatos. And don't go camping on Short Off Mountain. That's all for now. I'll see you guys next week. I love you, and deuces. That was not my normal outro at all, but whatever. Hey YouTube, hey YouTube, hey YouTube, it's Sunday. We thought you died. Fuck it, I'm dead. Little boulder. Whiplash, sorry. Subscribe. Anyway, kind of psycho mode. What? MeowChiatos? Same. Woohoo! Why does this shit happen to me?
Why are you such a copycat?
I am filming 3 videos today, and this is the first. What a productive day! So Rocky was in the car with us, and then obviously in the jerking us and making us falling off. Making us falling off? You know, it had been a little while since I'm probably one. I usually went to I mean, we're in the car where, you know, we made our camp, or it's because a murderer in. Welcome to the Copycat family. If you're new, you're not a,